I dropped out at 16 when I got pregnant. My daughter is now 12 and asking why we live differently than her classmates. I decide it's time to pursue my GED, then dreams of nursing school, but I'm working 2 jobs and has no childcare for evening classes. Before we kick off, I just want to say thanks to each of you for joining me on this wild ride. If you're vibing with these empowerment stories, hit that subscribe button. It's free, and it helps us grow this awesome community. Now, let's get into it. My name is Maya, and I'm 28 years old. 12 years ago, I was a junior in high school, full of dreams and aspirations. I was excited to graduate and start my life as an adult, but life had other plans. I was 16 when I got pregnant with my daughter, Jasmine. I remember the day I found out like it was yesterday. I was scared, confused, and unsure of what the future held. I had met Jasmine's father, Tyler, a year prior. We were young and in love, or so I thought. We were careless, and I didn't know much about birth control. When I found out I was pregnant, Tyler was supportive at first, but as the months went by, he became distant. He'd show up occasionally, promise to take care of us, and then disappear for weeks. I was devastated, but I knew I had to be strong for my unborn child. I dropped out of school, feeling like my life was over. My parents were disappointed, but they supported me and helped me through the pregnancy. They encouraged me to stay positive and focus on my future. But it was hard. I felt like I was missing out on my teenage years, and the responsibilities were overwhelming. Jasmine was born, and she brought so much joy to my life. She was a beautiful baby, and I loved her with all my heart. But being a teenage mother was tough. I had to balance caring for Jasmine with trying to make a life for us. I felt like I was stuck in a rut, and I didn't know how to get out. As Jasmine grew older, she began to ask questions about why we lived differently than her classmates. She'd noticed that other kids had more toys, nicer clothes, and vacations. She'd ask why we couldn't do those things. I'd try to explain, but it was hard. I didn't want her to feel like she was missing out or that she was somehow less than others. One day, Jasmine asked me why I didn't finish school. I told her it was because I got pregnant, and she looked at me with those big, curious eyes. I realized that I had to do something different. I couldn't stay stuck in this rut forever. I decided to pursue my GED, and then maybe even go to nursing school. It was a daunting task, but I was determined. I applied to a program that offered GED classes and started attending. It was tough, balancing school with work and parenting, but I was determined to succeed. I worked 2 jobs to make ends meet. One was a part-time job at a retail store, and the other was a full-time job as a waitress. I was exhausted, but I knew it was worth it. I wanted to give Jasmine a better life, and I wanted to be a role model for her. As I worked towards my GED, I faced many challenges. I had to juggle my jobs, take care of Jasmine, and study for my exams. But I persevered, and with the support of my family and friends, I finally passed my GED exams. I was proud of myself, and I knew that I was one step closer to achieving my dreams. The next step was nursing school. I applied to a program, and to my surprise, I was accepted. It was a dream come true. I was going to be a nurse, but I faced another challenge. I didn't have childcare for evening classes. I had to find a solution, and fast. That's when I remembered a conversation I had with a friend who was a single mom like me. She told me about a program that offered childcare for single mothers who were pursuing higher education. I applied, and I was accepted. I was overjoyed. With the childcare program's support, I was able to attend nursing school. It was tough, but I was determined to succeed. I studied hard, attended classes and clinicals, and, finally, I graduated. I got a job at a local hospital, and I was proud to be a nurse. I was able to provide for Jasmine, and I was proud to be a role model for her. She saw me work hard, pursue my dreams, and never give up. And she learned from my example. As I look back, I realized that being a teenage mother was not the end of the world. It was a challenge, but it taught me to be strong, resilient, and determined. I'm proud of the person I've become, and I'm grateful for the journey that brought me here. Jasmine is now a bright and curious 12-year-old. She's doing well in school, and she's proud of me too. She knows that I worked hard to give her a better life, and she's grateful. We're close, and I love watching her grow and thrive. I'm still working as a nurse, and I love my job. I get to help people, make a difference in their lives, and provide for my family. I'm proud of what I've accomplished, and I know that I'm a better person because of the challenges I've faced. As I look to the future, I know that there will be more challenges, but I'm ready. I'm ready to face them head-on, with determination and courage. I'm proud to be a role model for Jasmine, and I know that she'll grow up to be a strong, confident woman, just like me. She's already showing signs of being a compassionate and caring person, and I couldn't be prouder. She's involved in her school's volunteer program, and she loves helping others. It's amazing to see her grow and develop her own passions and interests. As a mother, it's been a journey, but it's one that I've loved. I've made mistakes, of course, but I've always tried to do what's best for Jasmine. I've been open and honest with her, and I've encouraged her to ask questions and explore her own interests. I'm proud of the person she's becoming, and I know that she'll make a difference in the world. I'm grateful for the support system I have, including my family and friends. They've been there for me through thick and thin, and I don't know what I'd do without them. My parents, in particular, have been a constant source of love and support. They've helped me through some tough times, and I'm grateful for their guidance and wisdom. As I look back on my journey, I realize that being a teenage mother wasn't the end of the world. It was a challenge, but it taught me to be strong, resilient, and determined. I'm proud of the person I've become, and I'm grateful for the journey that brought me here. I'm excited to see what the future holds for Jasmine and me. We'll face new challenges and opportunities, and I'm ready to take them on. I'm proud to be a mother, a nurse, and a role model for my daughter. I know that I'll always be there for her, supporting her and guiding her as she grows and develops into her own person. In the end, being a teenage mother wasn't a limitation, it was an opportunity. It taught me to be strong, to persevere, and to never give up on my dreams. I'm grateful for the journey, and I know that I'll always be proud of the person I've become. Years later, Jasmine is grown and thriving. She's in college, studying to be a doctor. She's smart, compassionate, and determined. I'm proud of her, and I know that she's going to make a difference in the world. I look back on my journey, and I'm grateful for the challenges I faced. They taught me to be strong, to persevere, and to never give up. I'm proud of the person I became, and I'm grateful for the journey that brought me here. As I watch Jasmine graduate from college, I'm filled with pride and joy. I know that she's ready to take on the world, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for her. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be her mother, and I know that I'll always be there to support her and guide her. As I watched Jasmine graduate, I couldn't help but think about the journey that had brought us to this moment. The struggles, the sacrifices, the late-night studying and early morning shifts at the hospital. It had all been worth it, I thought, as I looked at Jasmine's proud smile. I remembered the day she was born and how I had felt like my whole world had changed. I was just a teenager, barely 16 years old, and I had no idea how I was going to raise this tiny human being. But as I looked into her eyes, I knew that I would do anything to give her the best life possible. And now, here we were, 18 years later, standing in a crowded auditorium, surrounded by proud parents and family members. Jasmine was graduating from college, and I couldn't be prouder. As we walked off the stage, Jasmine turned to me and hugged me tightly. "Thank you, Mom," she said, her voice shaking with emotion. "Thank you for everything." I hugged her back, feeling tears of joy streaming down my face. "I'm so proud of you, sweetie," I said. "You've worked so hard, and you've accomplished your dreams. I couldn't be prouder." Those moments had made all the struggles worth it, and they had given me the strength to keep going, even when things seemed impossible. As I looked at Jasmine, I knew that I had done something right. I had raised a strong, capable, and compassionate young woman, and I knew that she would make a difference in the world. And as I thought about the future, I knew that Jasmine would continue to thrive. She would face new challenges and opportunities, and she would rise to meet them with courage and determination. And I would be there to support her every step of the way, cheering her on and offering guidance and advice whenever she needed it. As the years went by, Jasmine's career as a doctor continued to flourish. She worked in various hospitals and clinics, helping those in need and making a real difference in her community. I was always proud to see her in her white coat, her stethoscope around her neck, and her smile lighting up the room. One day, Jasmine came to me with an idea. She wanted to start a non-profit organization to provide medical care to underserved communities. I was blown away by her passion and dedication. I knew that she would make a real difference in the world, and I was honored to support her in any way I could. Together, we worked on setting up the non-profit organization. Jasmine poured her heart and soul into it, and I was proud to be her rock, her confidant, and her biggest supporter. We faced many challenges along the way, but Jasmine's determination and compassion drove her to keep going. As the organization grew, Jasmine's impact on the community became more and more evident. She was making a real difference in people's lives, and I couldn't be prouder of her. I knew that she had found her calling, and I was grateful to have been a part of her journey. Years later, Jasmine's non-profit organization had grown into a thriving entity, providing medical care to thousands of people in need. She had become a respected leader in her field, known for her compassion, her dedication, and her tireless work ethic. And as I looked at Jasmine, I knew that I had done something right. I had raised a strong, capable, and compassionate young woman who was making a real difference in the world. I was proud of her, and I knew that she would always be a source of inspiration and hope for those around her. As Jasmine looked back on her journey, she knew that she had been blessed with a wonderful mother who had supported her every step of the way. She knew that she had faced many challenges, but she had always found the strength to overcome them. And as she looked to the future, Jasmine knew that she would continue to make a difference in the world. She would continue to work tirelessly to help those in need, and she would always be guided by her compassion and her dedication to her work. I smiled as I thought about Jasmine's future, knowing that she would always be a source of pride and joy for me. And as I hugged her tightly, I knew that I would always be there for her, supporting her and loving her every step of the way. As Jasmine's non-profit organization grew, she and I worked together to help more and more kids and young girls in our community. We provided them with access to education, healthcare, and mentorship, and we encouraged them to pursue their dreams and reach their full potential. One of the programs we started was a mentorship program for young girls. We paired them with positive role models who could guide them and support them as they navigated the challenges of growing up. I was proud to be a part of this program, and I loved seeing the impact it had on the girls. We also started a scholarship program for kids who couldn't afford to go to school. We provided them with the financial support they needed to pursue their education, and we encouraged them to work hard and stay in school. I was amazed by the difference this program made in the lives of these kids. As the years went by, Jasmine's organization grew and flourished. We helped countless kids and young girls in our community, and we made a real difference in their lives. I was proud of what we had accomplished, and I knew that Jasmine's legacy would live on for generations to come. One day, I received a call from a young girl who had been part of our mentorship program. She was now in college, studying to be a doctor, and she wanted to thank me for the support and guidance I had provided her. I was overwhelmed with emotion as I listened to her story, and I knew that all our hard work had been worth it. As I looked at Jasmine, I knew that she had made a real difference in the world. She had helped countless kids and young girls, and she had inspired them to pursue their dreams and reach their full potential. I was proud of her, and I knew that she would always be a source of inspiration and hope for those around her. Years later, Jasmine's organization had grown into a thriving entity, helping kids and young girls all over the country. She had become a respected leader in her field, known for her compassion, her dedication, and her tireless work ethic. And as I looked at Jasmine, I knew that I had done something right. I had raised a strong, capable, and compassionate young woman who was making a real difference in the world. I was proud of her, and I knew that she would always be a source of pride and joy for me. As we looked out at the countless lives we had touched, Jasmine turned to me and said, "Mom, I couldn't have done any of this without you. You were my rock, my inspiration, and my guiding light. I love you." I hugged her tightly, feeling tears of joy streaming down my face. "I love you too, sweetie," I said. "I'm so proud of the person you've become, and I'm grateful to have been a part of your journey." As Jasmine and I looked out at the impact we had made, we knew that our work was far from over. There were still countless kids and young girls in our community who needed our help, and we were determined to continue making a difference in their lives. We continued to work tirelessly, providing education, healthcare, and mentorship to those who needed it most. And as we did, we saw the ripple effect of our work spreading throughout the community. Kids who had once felt lost and alone were now finding their voice and their purpose. Young girls who had once felt marginalized and excluded were now finding their place in the world and pursuing their dreams. And as we looked at each other, Jasmine and I knew that we had made a real difference. We had changed lives, and we had inspired a new generation of leaders and changemakers. Years later, Jasmine's organization had become a household name, synonymous with hope and opportunity. And as I looked at Jasmine, I knew that she had fulfilled her dreams and made a lasting impact on the world. But more importantly, I knew that she had stayed true to herself and her values. She had remained humble, compassionate, and dedicated to her work, and she had inspired countless others to do the same. As I looked back on our journey, I knew that being a teenage mother had been a challenge, but it had also been a blessing. It had given me the opportunity to raise a way to make a difference in the world, and it had brought me closer to my daughter. And as I looked at Jasmine, I knew that our story was one of hope and resilience. It was a reminder that no matter what challenges we face, we have the power to overcome them and make a real difference in the world. As Jasmine's organization continued to grow, we began to focus on helping women in our community as well. We started programs to provide them with job training, education, and support services, and we worked to empower them to become independent and self-sufficient. We also started a women's shelter, where women who were fleeing domestic violence or the law needed a safe place to go. We provided them with a safe and supportive environment, and we helped them to rebuild their lives. I was amazed by the strength and resilience of the women in our community. Despite facing countless challenges and obstacles, they were determined to build better lives for themselves and their families. And I was proud to be a part of an organization that was helping them to do just that. As the years went by, Jasmine's organization continued to thrive. We helped countless women in our community, and we made a real difference in their lives. And as I looked at Jasmine, I knew that she had made a lasting impact on the world. She had helped to empower women and girls, and she had inspired a new generation of leaders and changemakers. And I knew that her legacy would live on for generations to come. Today, Jasmine's organization is a leading force in our community. It has helped countless women and girls, and it has made a real difference in their lives. And as I look at Jasmine, I know that she has fulfilled her dreams and made a lasting impact on the world. I am proud of her, and I know that she will always be a source of inspiration and hope for those around her. And as I look back on our journey, I know that being a teenage mother was just the beginning of an amazing story of love, resilience, and determination. As Jasmine's organization continued to grow and thrive, we began to receive recognition and accolades from the community and beyond. We were awarded grants and funding to continue our work, and we were able to expand our services to reach even more women and girls. One day, Jasmine was invited to speak at a conference on women's empowerment, where she shared her story and the impact of our organization. She spoke passionately about the importance of supporting women and girls, and she inspired the audience with her determination and resilience. After the conference, Jasmine received numerous requests for interviews and speaking engagements. She became a sought-after speaker and thought leader in the field of women's empowerment, and she used her platform to advocate for the rights and dignity of women and girls. As I watched Jasmine's star rise, I couldn't help but feel a sense of pride and accomplishment. I knew that she had worked hard to get to where she was, and I was grateful to have been a part of her journey. Years later, Jasmine's organization had become a global force for change, helping women and girls in communities all around the world. And as I looked at Jasmine, I knew that she had truly made a lasting impact on the world. She had inspired countless women and girls to stand up for themselves and pursue their dreams, and she had shown the world that with determination and hard work, anything is possible. Today, Jasmine's legacy continues to inspire and empower women and girls around the world. Her organization remains a leading force for change, and her story continues to be told and retold as a testament to the power of resilience and determination. And as I look back on our journey, I know that being a teenage mother was just the beginning of an amazing story of love, hope, and triumph. I am proud of the woman Jasmine has become, and I know that she will always be a source of inspiration and joy for me.